So I'm an atheist. Does that make me a terrorist?
It makes you researchable for terrorism, according to Donald Trump's latest executive order. This, what is it called? NSPM-7. Nevada Sierra Paul Michael 7. In one of the paragraphs, a little bit down, it says common threads animating this violent conduct includes anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, and anti-Christianity. Support for the overthrow of the government through extremism on migration, race, gender, and hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on family, religion, and morality. So, though I was watching a video earlier where somebody's talking about this, and basically you could read this very easily as Christianity, according to this document, is now required to be an American, and anybody who is not Christian, and probably even within some guards there, it can be declared a terrorist and could be kicked out of this country, even if you are an American citizen, is what I'm reading.
It sounds very Stephen Miller-esque.
Well, it's Project 2025, but here's the thing, and this is what really bothered me. So I went and looked this up because I was like, I'm pretty sure our founding fathers talked about this at some point. So I looked it up on archives.gov.
The Bill of Rights?
Yeah, the Bill of Rights.
Here, I'll pull
Amendment number 1 of the Bill of Rights. Congress shall make no laws respecting or establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, of abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So, shall not establish laws regarding a religion. Therefore, unquestionably, as far as I am concerned, and I think every member of Congress should, and every American should, Trump has now created an executive order that is illegal, violates every single person's rights, civil rights, and he should unquestionably, for this violation of our rights, which are documented and certified and have been the founding force of our entire country, he should be impeached on this, if nothing else.
This was ratified December 15th, 1791. This has been on the books since the beginning.
For our almost 150 years.
So what are we saying collectively?
Our right to freedom
we don't
of religion.
Care? Do we care about the Bill of Rights as a country?
Religion,
as Republicans and Democrats.
Religion is actually covered, according to many of the scholars I was looking up, under the First Amendment of the Constitution, the freedom of speech.
Right. Should we go
through? So if you look up let's see, the First Amendment. Let me pull this up. Congress shall pass no laws. No, that was the Bill of Rights. No, this says Constitution, First Amendment. Yep. So this is unconstitutional. This is illegal. This is a violation of all of our rights. It is against the will of the founding fathers. It is against the will of the Americans. It is, in and of itself, anti-American, and it is not enforceable under the law. Therefore, if he is determined to wage war and violate our Constitution and our civil rights, he must. Congress, I'm paying attention to you. You guys better pay attention to this. This is impeachable. 100%, no question, should be unanimously passed. 100%, everybody in Congress and the Senate should vote to impeach him on this alone, period.
What law
is discussion.
What law around religion is he trying to push forward?
That if you're not Christian, that you are a possible terrorist and a possible harbor of ill intent towards the American way.
Towards the state.
And that is a law establishing religion of Christianity as the only true religion of America. Therefore, he has violated our civil rights and the Constitution.
Congress, impeach his ass. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? How come there's no super smart congressman that already figured this out? Why was it JTrain that figured this out?
No, I didn't figure this out. I saw another person that was an atheist talking about now how she can be declared a terrorist because she is atheist. And Yeah, technically, according to this, they can violate her civil rights, violate the Constitution, and try to prosecute her for being an atheist, even if she doesn't do anything wrong. And because of this, and because of the looseness of it, and a variety of the other things, this opens the door for them to attack Americans and say, oh, well, this person is happy. Like, think about it from this stance. If I go and do everything legal to go protest Tesla, I follow every law, every statute, everything that has been in place since before this dipshit took office. According to this, anti capitalism is a way to declare somebody a terrorist because it does say, if you go back and look at his thing, anti capitalism is the third thing. Or no, the second thing. It was anti American,
Put that on
then
screen,
anti
whatever you're looking at.
capitalism. Huh?
Put it on screen, whatever you're looking at.
Okay. And there's a lot of people that have been like, "Oh, you're overreacting." I was like, "No, we can't do that anymore. Like, we need to take this stuff seriously. There's no latitude for this." So down here, common
Is this straight from the
threads.
White House?
This is from the whitehouse.gov. This is
Jeez.
official per an executive order. Anti-capitalism, which means protesting a company or boycotting a company, could be construed as an act of terrorism under this document, and you could be kicked out of this country and have everything of yours taken away. If you do not proclaim Jesus Christ as your savior, you could be shot in the street as a terrorist. This is no joke. This is no more fun. This is no more, well, no. This is the line in the sand that everybody should be like. I understand he's getting rich. I understand all the other doctrine and fighting. No. This is across parties. This is independent of Democrat versus Republican. This is independent of anything other than the freedom of an American to enjoy their God-given civil liberties according to the Constitution and Bill of Rights. And he is declaring a variety of Americans terrorists or potentially terrorists. And he, because they're terrorists, there's a whole thing about terrorists don't have the same rights. That's why he does, like, we can declare somebody a terrorist and take them out of the country and put them in Gitmo. We can declare somebody a terrorist and shoot them as they don't have
You
the
and
same
me
rights.
are terrorists. You and I are terrorists in the Trump regime right now.
I am not Christian.
Like. Oh, good.
So, according to this, like, I could be investigated by the FBI for not being Christian. That is a violation, and I could sue them and win because it's unconstitutional.
I don't know. If you get a Trump judge, can you? Can you really?
I mean, Supreme Court needs to really figure their shit out. Do they want to protect America or not? Because it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't seem like they do. It doesn't seem like they're interested in the American people. They're more interested in what Donald Trump wants to do.
Well, I mean, that line right there that I have highlighted is unquestionable proof that Project 2025 is underway. It's unquestionable proof that we are headed towards a fascist dictatorship that is going to destroy a large portion of this country. It is unquestionable proof that they have now violated our civil liberties. It's unquestionable proof that we are now not, that we are in a constitutional crisis. It is unquestionable proof to me that we have lost control of our government. It is unquestionable proof. Like, all the conspiracies that we've talked about that over this time and the theories I've had, no, this is not a theory. This is not a debatable topic. That line right there is anti-American, is anti-U.S., and it is a violation of our founding fathers' principles and the rights that we have been afforded via our Constitution and Bill of Rights.
All right.
No debate. I'm sorry, guys. There's no debating this.
What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know.
If you support hunting down anti-Christians and shooting them in the street, shame on you.
Very few people support that. That's got to be the very, very extreme.
That's what this is making way for.
Yeah. To bring everybody on the right to the extreme far right.
ICE can say you're protesting straight against a country, bam, 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 or a company, bam, 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 start shooting you. They could say, oh, you're protesting a church, you must be anti-Christian, grenade.
Here, take that off, unless you got more in there.
Well, I would just want to go back to this. Constitution of the United States, First Amendment.
Congress shall make no law representing or respecting an establishment of religion.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If you say the president can do that, but Congress can't, then we no longer have a democracy. We have a king.
I think we're already there. We hear it on the media. You and I still kind of use the language that we are heading into autocracy. When is the point? I'm already thinking it
If
feels like
this
we're
law
already in the middle of it.
the first atheist that they punish that doesn't commit a violent act, or the first non-Christian that they punish for not and has done nothing illegal, we are beyond constitutional crisis. We are in pure fascism, and
I think we're there now.
I don't advocate for civil violence, but I don't think if they start acting on this without so people have talked about Comey, right? And from everything I've understood, there's no case there. In fact, there's a reason he went through multiple DAs and fired a bunch of people to do this. And then Letitia James is today, same situation.
Did they indict her? I didn't see that.
Yeah, she got indicted today.
No shit. That was today?
I believe so. And my understanding is the Fed lady is getting ready to be indicted.
Which
Trump
lady?
literally went on Truth Social and told her to prosecute these individuals.
Pam? Yeah. Did you see her hearing?
I saw where Trump said, oops, I didn't mean to make that public. That went around.
No. Did you see her hearing getting grilled in Congress the last few days?
I saw her deny and push and talk shit and back up
She
Trump
didn't
all the way
say
down.
anything. She didn't give any information to any relevant question that every American wants to know, like the Epstein stuff, the deportation. She wouldn't answer simple questions. Like purely, she is definitely lying about everything. Everything.
And look at it this way. What has Congress been passing? What have they been doing? What's the Senate and Congress doing? They're nothing. They're not even showing up anymore. They can't pass. The government is shut down. Trump's going to fire a bunch of people, supposedly. He's saying good. Like, he's talking shit about AOC instead of actually, like, figuring out how to, like, we have unquestionably lost control of this country. And that line I just showed you is unquestionably, in my mind, how far down the rabbit hole we have gone. And we are no longer, like, he could use that to go after members of Senate and Congress that are not Christian and start taking them out. He could arrest, was it a Magnificent Three, I think he called it, or something like that, the Muslim lady and whatnot. He could go after them with this and arrest them and deport them. The squad. He could go after the squad and deport them for this. Based on this information, he could say, oh, well, because they are this and because they're pushing this agenda, they are terrorists. And he could go hunt them down, have ICE arrest our representatives. And the same thing with the, what's his name, running for New York seat.
Mamdani.
Yeah, he could, under this, he can go and he could start, what do you call it? Arresting them in the middle of the night in secret, detaining them outside the country, and we wouldn't be able to do anything. We've already started with Albrera Garcia, somebody that had tons of publicity, who had multiple court hearings, who has had to have one part of government fight the other, and he's still in custody. And we have, like, judges saying, no, don't do this. He's fine. And then they're still detaining him. We have lost control of our democracy.
There's not enough regular American voices that are being loud enough with outrage. We need more people out. Speaking of which, October 18th, if you are in the Raleigh-Durham area, come to the No Kings protest in Raleigh. I'll be there. Maybe JTrain will be there, but I'm going to be there making content and talking to everyone. So come down to Raleigh October 18th and check out the protests and protests.
Every election matters. Every person is somebody that you need to speak with. Share your views. I've been reading this book, How to Talk to People, Win Friends. That's a great book. It talks about how to talk to people, walk them through it. He was holding a Confederate flag, a very overweight, young to middle-aged white man who looked like he'd been working out in the country. His accent denoted as such. And they asked him why he was holding the flag. It said it shows his heritage, it represents his heritage. And they said, well, what about slaves? He goes, my people were too expensive. And it clicked. It clicked for him finally that he wasn't any better than the people. He was too poor.
It sounds like he realized he was racist and didn't know it.
Yeah.
Like he
It
he
clicked,
realized he was born into a
and
racist family and didn't understand it.
you watched him. He
The light
got
come
it.
on.
He like the flag started coming down. He backed up with his wide jump. Like nobody said anything else. It just clicked, and he made it realize that like,
That's cool. That's what we need. We need a whole everyone in the country waking up to
and it
this.
wasn't. There's a you can't. I gotta look something up. Hold on.
I think we all in America, I think we all, even if you're black, brown, Asian, it doesn't matter. We all grew up with a little bit of systemic racism ingrained in us because of the systems that we.
What's the expression? Nobody is born with racism.
Yep. That's a learn. Racism is learned. And if you didn't learn it from your family because they weren't racist, then you learned it from the crappy kids at school, you know?
So I just want to give some pointers from this book, which is incredible. If anybody hasn't read this book, I highly recommend it, especially if you're going to go out and discuss or debate religion or politics or anything. In here it says the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. And the principle of it was don't argue it. Ask the questions. Make them explain themselves. Make them come to your way of thinking by putting out just enough for them to try to prove you wrong so that you can let them come to rationalization, which is what happened with that one racist I was just talking about. Never say you're wrong. Just say, well, I don't understand that. Explain that to me. How is it that how is it that you feel that somebody is not worth having their freedom? How do you rationalize? Explain to me why it's okay for in your beliefs for somebody to go hungry, for a kid to die, to suffer from something preventable. Like, hey, if this shot can, like, why is it okay for these kids to die from mumps, measles, and rubella when we have a shot that's been around for a long time? Like, why is that okay? Stuff like that. If you're wrong, admit it. Like, there's been multiple times that this guy's called me out or you guys called me out, and I've gone back and looked at it, and I'm like, all right, that's why today I went and looked up all my stuff. I had it ready, and I quoted it and linked it all together, is because that foundation of having something we can both look at allows us to both see it and not have to argue, is this person right or wrong on that refreshment. So I'm going to make a better effort of that.
Me too.
Let the other person do the talking. Let the other person feel like their ideas are being heard. Like, well, okay, so why do you feel like racism is okay? Why do you feel like everybody has to be Christian? Do you feel like it's your responsibility? Like, where in the Bible does it say you have to do this? Show me in your religion where you're supposed to do this. Show me in your religion where you are supposed to hurt somebody that's not Christian. Show me in your religion where, that kind of stuff. Judge not lest you be judged. Like, well, okay, well then why did Jesus say this? Why does God say this? Why is this a commandment? I don't understand. Because that seems like the other. Like, bring it apart, bring it whole circle. And be sympathetic, because one of the things I've learned is even the most villainous people I've met, even the people that I think were truly evil, did their stuff because they thought it was the right thing to do, or it's because they wanted it. They didn't, like, the worst villains you see don't think they're the villain, was the thing I heard. Sure, there's some people out there, the exception that proves the rule, where they know they're villainous and they like being villainous, and so be it. But there's a lot of people out there, like that guy who was holding up his flag, who thought he was defending himself, who thought he was defending his heritage, his history, the people he loved and cared about. More importantly, he thought that that would allow him and his people, the ones that they feel like are suffering, to have wholeness, safety, happiness, without realizing that it was in denial of others. So, like, how to influence and influence people. There's a Wikipedia page that'll give you the basics. Libraries, there's online guides, Kindles. You can go pick up the book for like 50 cents at used bookstores. Go enjoy that. And for you Christians out there, if you don't own and carry a Bible around to go back and look at this, if you haven't read it and studied it, I would advise you to. And every single person out there that hasn't read the Constitution or the Bill of Rights and is going to argue the points in there, go do your homework, because I'm going to start checking it from now on. We're not going to do the fight. You can go find it. It's out there. It is our legal doctrine. Enjoy.
Maybe we should just do an episode with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Just a document review for the good people of MAGA. And myself. I'm sure I've forgotten a lot of it.
I think
All
people would be
right.
surprised at just how violating most of these EOs actually are.
Yeah, sounds like Donald Trump is a criminal. He keeps being a criminal. He was already convicted 34 times, and now he just keeps doing it.
I still have yet to heard an explanation of why we should revoke citizenship for somebody who earned it legally and has committed no crimes.
All right.
I'm still baffled on that one.
All right, let us know what you think in the comments about what Trump is doing in America. And we will see you later. Bye.